Hey from the kitchen, folks. It's another brew day, and today I'm going to be making an apple and vanilla turbo cider. So I'm going to begin today's brew by just putting a little spring water into this glass. I'm using spring water because the tap water in Leeds is a bit chlorine-y. And then I'm going to microwave that water for just under a minute. I want it to be warm but not hot. So this is Lalvin champagne yeast, which I've got in a little jar, and I'm just going to activate it a little bit, or waken it up in this water. There's just over a teaspoon gone in there, a bit more in for good measure, and I'm simply going to leave that on my windowsill while I get on with the recipe. My next step is to add the rest of the spring water into this saucepan, and then gas on. And I want this to come to the boil. Now this is a really easy recipe. It's mostly made from apple juice from concentrate. And if you look at the ingredients from this, that just says apple juice from concentrate, 100%. There's nothing else in it. There's no other additives. There's no preservatives. So you can ferment this and it works a charm. That's why it's called a turbo cider, because it's fast to make. I'm also making one that's quite strong, as you might expect. Okay, that's 3 litres of apple juice in there. I'm going to leave it at that for now, but I might add some more later. And as you can see, the yeast is having a wonderful time awakening. So I said I wanted to make a strong turbo cider, and I'm going to do that with extra sugar from an entire 750 gram bottle of golden syrup, which is now going into the water, and it will dissolve in there as the water heats up. And the golden syrup seems to be very nicely dissolved. Right, in goes the dissolved golden syrup into the apple juice. It's having a great time, that yeast. It's going to have a better time soon when it goes in here. So the next thing I need to do is to measure the original gravity of this with my hydrometer. So I've poured some out of the demijohn into this flask, and I want to see what the gravity of the liquid is. It's lovely and buoyant. That's a good sign of a strong brew to come. That is 1070. Yeah, 1070. So remember that is the original gravity. So I said I was making an apple and vanilla cider. Well, you've got the apple from the apple juice. Here's the vanilla. They're Flavoured from MyProtein. They don't contain any harmful additives, and I've been advised to put 25 individual drops into the demijohn before adding the yeast. So that's my next step. 1, 2. Right, that's 25. As you can see, the yeast is nicely active, and I'm going to add that now into the demijohn. What I will get when I add this into the demijohn, when it starts to activate properly, is what's called a krausen, and that's the big foamy thing that comes on top, and it's going to come out of the top of the demijohn because I'm doing this quite full. So I've got something to cope with that, which I'll show you in a sec. I've poured off some of the water, so I've just got mostly the yeast in the bottom, and now that will go in. And with all that sugar in there, this yeast is going to have an amazing time. And you can see straight away it's coming up to the top. And the edges of the krausen are already beginning to form, so I can't dawdle. So you'll notice my other demijohns down here have all got airlocks in the top. Because this one's going to come out of the top, I'm not going to use an airlock to start with. I'm going to use what's called a blow-off pipe, or a blow-off tube, which is basically a tube which the krausen all that foam can come up and expel out, along with any CO2 which it produces, into this empty demijohn down here, which has just got some water in it. This is my spare demijohn that I use for racking and clearing. I always keep one spare. So now I'm just waiting for the magic to happen, really. So what we will start to get, when that krausen forms, when the fermentation starts proper, CO2 will come along that tube and we'll start to see bubbles appear in this demijohn. Okay, 3 days later, I've got the pipe out, I've got the airlock in, and it's bubbling away lovely. Hey, from the kitchen again, folks. I'm back with my vanilla turbo cider. It's been fermenting for 3 weeks, and now it's time to get it cleared. So it's looking pretty decent. It's not clear, but it's fairly, there is some opaqueness to it. There's a small amount of fermentation activity. And you'll see that the airlock is still going, but I'm probably only getting one bubble every 30 seconds. So I think it's time to clear it off now. I'm using Clear It wine finings from Young's. It's a 2-step process. Bottle A goes in first, the equivalent of about a teaspoon. Then it's bung out, siphoning tube in, and now that fun bit. Oh, that's nice. It's very easy to see where the tube is inside the demijohn. And all I'm doing at this first stage is siphoning off the cider into this second vessel where the clearings is. And I just want to avoid that sediment in the very bottom of this demijohn. So I'm going to take this out. So in the demijohn, I'm just left with a small amount of yeast matter sediment in the bottom. That's actually really healthy. I should definitely get 5 bottles, and that's 5 750ml bottles out of this. But what I need to do now is get the lid on. I need to give it a good shake now. I want all of the finings to mix. So this is going to hopefully claw all the bits of sediment in the liquid and start to drag it down to the bottom. Right, this is really bulbed out now. I should get a nice hiss when I open the lid. Right, just put that on loosely. Okay, this is a 2-step process. I need to leave this for an hour now with the lid on loosely, and then I come back and add finings B. An hour has passed, so I'm now going to put this back into the original demijohn. So I'm just pouring now with a funnel. So that's just over half in. I'm now going to add finings B, same amount as I did for finings A, about a teaspoon. One of these bottles should do 5 gallons. It seems to work quite well with the turbo ciders so far, fingers crossed. Okay, so bung back in. And now I need to leave this for a few days and see what happened. I'll be back in a few days' time. Hey folks, it's Vanilla Turbo Cider bottling day today in the kitchen. And look how absolutely beautiful it looks. So clear. The wine finings have done a great job. So this is ready to be bottled. I've got my cages, I've got my vanilla flavouring, my carbonation drops, my bungs in hot water, and my bottles sterilised. Let's do this. I'm going to begin by adding carbonation drops to my bottles. These drops are 1 per 250ml. So 3 goes in each of these 750ml bottles and 6 goes in the big Magnum The carbonation drops will reawaken the yeast and start a secondary fermentation in the bottles, which is what will give it the sparkle. Now I've flavoured the cider wort with this, the MyProtein Flavdrops vanilla essence. I've now got to put some drops into each bottle. I'm not really sure because I've never done this before, so I'm going to go with 8 drops per standard size bottle, the 750ml, and 16 in the Magnum. When it's bung out, siphoning tube in. Note that today I'm using a clip on my demijohn to hold the siphoning tube. I've not used this before, but I'm just trying to keep the tube above the level of the sediment without it going into the sediment. And now the fun bit. You can smell the vanilla. So let's take the final gravity of the brew using the hydrometer. And that is a final gravity of 0.996. So it's time to work out the final alcohol percentage from the original gravity and the final gravity. So I take the original gravity of 1.070. From that, I subtract the final gravity of 0.996, which equals 0.074, and then I multiply that by 131.25, and that equals 9.7. So this gives me a final alcohol by volume of 9.7%, and as far as I'm concerned, that means big thumbs up. So it's time to finish these off now by adding the plastic bungs into the bottles. These are in hot water just to soften them so they're easier to push in. It takes a bit of effort still. One, 2, 3, and now the big boy. 4, and that is pain, no gain. I've got the bungs in place, and I now need to add the cages, which will secure the bungs from flying off, which will happen if I don't put these on. They're all recycled cages, as the bottles are. In fact, only the bungs are what I've actually had to buy. Okay, number 1. 2, 3, and 4. I had a little bit left over, so I've put that in a flip top. I've just put 1 carbonation drop and 3 drops of vanilla essence into this one. All that remains now is to rinse the bottles, get any sticky residue off, and then I'll just let these dry for a little while. And that's it for now. That's bottles labelled. And these now need to go somewhere warm for a couple of weeks for the secondary fermentation and carbonation to kick in. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks when it comes to cracking one of these open and sampling it. Cheers. Evening from the kitchen, folks. It's vanilla turbo cider opening night. I'm quite excited about this. It's a 9.7% beast, so a rocket fuel cider, or technically wine. I'm looking for something that smells nice, that looks clear, that has a sparkle, but above all, that tastes nice. So let's see what I get. If I can get 3 out of 4, I'll be happy. Very small pop. Is it going to sparkle? Oh, it is sparkling, only light. I won't call it fizzy, but you can see the effervescence in that. Oh, now the vanilla smell really hits you. That's more so than I expected. And then you get the apple cuts through towards the end of it. Excited. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That is bloody good. That is really nice. The vanilla flavour has taken away the dryness. It's given it a more rounded flavour. It's actually really, really good. Very moreish. And it does not taste like 9.7%. So I am very happy with this. Folks, I've got to say, vanilla turbo cider, it's a winner. So get this one done. I really, really recommend it. And while I'm here, I just want to give a massive shout out to the Turbo Ciders for All Facebook group, because that's where I've learned about turbo ciders. There's some brilliant people in there. So if you're interested in making turbo ciders, join the group, honestly, because the advice that they give is first rate. Anyway, I'm looking forward to finishing this bottle tonight. So cheers. And I'll catch you for the next brew. The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.